Well, today I'm going to look at the May June 2022 paper, A-level paper, paper 4 for IT. So for this paper, I'm going to solve the Photoshop part, the graphics part. So what we are presented with, we are given these following source files. We've got scene 1, we've got sunset. Now I'm going to move straight to task number 1, which asks us to open scene 1, a PNG file in a graphics application. As I've stated earlier, I'm using Photoshop as the graphics application. So from the given image, the scene 1, it's like this, and we are asked to extract a copy of only the balloon. Then after extracting it, the size of the image of the balloon must be 3000 pixels wide and 2250 pixels high. So the balloon has to be a transparent background, so we have to save it as a PNG. So that file, after extracting the balloon, we need to save this file as balloon1, then followed by the candidate details. So let me go to my Photoshop. So I'm going to open that scene 1 file. So I'm going to locate my file, which is on my desktop. So from my desktop, I'm going to locate the file. So that's the file, scene 1. So I'm bringing it to my Photoshop. So the file is here. So that's the file that we're going to look at. So with the file on, what needs to be done now is to remove this balloon. Actually, we need to have a copy of this balloon stored in a separate file. So that's the first task. So in order to do that task, there are many ways of doing it, but I'm just going to use a quick selection tool. So if I go to this tool, so this is my quick selection tool. So click on quick selection tool. So once I click on quick selection tool, I go on to click on select subject. So identify the subject. So Photoshop has done a good job in identifying the subject, which is our balloon. So with the balloon selected now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a copy of this file. So I'm just going a copy of the balloon. So I'm just going to hit Control-C. Then I'm also going to hit Control-V on my keyboard. So if you take a look, initially we had one layer. Now we have 2 layers. So the first layer is the initial file. Then the second layer, I'm going to disable layer 1. So this is our balloon which has been extracted. So the task is simple. We're just going to extract the balloon like what we have done here. So after extracting the balloon, we are now tasked towards to resize the image so that it's 3000 pixels wide and 2250 pixels high. So let me go back. So in order to do that, I'm going to go to image, then I'm going to choose image size. So on image size, I'm going to here. If you look at this lock or this chain, so this shows that the aspect ratio is locked. So you need to disable the aspect ratio since we're given 2 values, the width and the height. If you enter the width, with the aspect ratio on, what happens is the value of the height will change as well. So I'm going to disable this. So and I'm going to put 3000 by 2150 height. The measurements are in pixels. Make sure you are choosing pixels on the measurements. Then I'm just going to hit OK. So my measurements are done. So I now have my width and my height done. So now I'm left with what? Saving the file as balloon 1. So, and saving it as a transparent. So go back, go into file, and I'm just going to do the export. So export as in exporting, the file will be exported as a PNG file. So I'm going to change this to PNG, and transparency is not. So I could also have adjusted the width and the height of my image here, and I could also have adjusted the height and the width of my canvas as well this side. So now with that, I'm just going to do it. So my file is going to be exported. Then I'm just going to give it the name that is required, which is what? Balloon 1. You're going to save. So we're going to move on to task number 2. So I'm going to continue with the task. So the first part, which is extracting of the balloon, is already done. So we are moving on to the second part. So the balloon we've saved. So repair the sky and save a copy of the scene without the balloon. So now we will need this scene, which we're going to save as scene 2 without the balloon. So another simple task to be done here. So I have my 2 layers on. So we've already saved this balloon as a PNG file. So I'm going to disable that one. I'm going to enable this one. So what they're saying here is they now want this image without the balloon. So what I'm just going to do first is I'm just going to copy this layer again. So I'm just going to press down this layer, then drop it to this plus sign. So a copy of the layer is done. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to remove this balloon. Removing this balloon, we're just going to use the same method. We could have used the quick selection again, but now I'm just going to use an object selection tool for a change. So I'm just going to click on object selection tool. Then I'm just going to, so if you choose object selection tool, it shows 2 options here, a rectangle and a lasso. So I'm just going to keep the rectangle. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw a rectangle around my its task of the subject. But with the object selection tool, the subject is not pinned correctly. So I'm just going to do Control D to deselect. I can just go back to the quick selection tool. Then I'm just going to Control D to deselect. So with the quick selection tool, it's simple. Once you choose quick selection, you're simply going to select the subject in the earlier task. So the subject is selected properly with the quick selection tool. This is the tool that I normally use. You could go on to use the lasso tool and other options, but this I find it is the most efficient if the object is visible, like the balloon that is given here. Now, in this particular time, we need to remove the balloon. So removing this balloon, I will use the content away tool. So I'm going to go to edit and I will choose the option fill. So once I go to edit fill, it shows me here the option that is supposed to choose is just the content away. Then you just click on OK. So the button is going to be removed, as you can see there. So I'm just going to do Control D to deselect. So my balloon is removed, but after the balloon has been removed, if you check, you'll find that we still find the up. So this is it is not done a smooth job, although the balloon has been moved. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to use a spot healing tool. So I'm just going to click on this option. So it gives me a number of options. I'm just going to take the first option, click on it. Then I could go on to enlarge my brush, the size of the spot healing tool. Then I can just start to rub. That's the spot healing tool, and it has done an effective job for us now. The balloon is removed completely, and that's the simple task that we were presented to at this particular moment. After removing the balloon, we are simply going to save this file as scene2. So I'm just going to do that. So it means I'll come and save the file. So file, just going to do export as. So this time the file has no any transparent areas.